Hello everybody, thank you very much for tuning in for this epic battle of the beers, the Czech beers. It's Beer Monster o'clock. And I was going to do a three-way battle with Pilsner and Quell in there, but that was all sold out in my local Morrison's. So what I might do is put these two against each other, and then whichever one wins, I'll get Pilsner and Quell when it's next available, and we get a bit of a tournament going on and see what one becomes the ultimate Czech beer. Well, that I can get hold of anyway. This one, of course, we've got Staropramen, which has become very popular in the UK. Before I get going, both of these, before I even say, like, compare them, they're both better on tap. The best way to drink these beers, without doubt, is on tap. From memory, particularly the Staropramen, it does taste a lot better on tap, here in the UK at least. I've not tried Budvar on tap, but I have tried it in like a, like a beer pump, home beer pump, and yeah, it does taste better as well. Anyway, Staropramen, I've got the can because I did review Staropramen a while back, and didn't get a very good score considering I do like Staropramen because it was in a green bottle and it was really skunked. So I had to just go with that actual bottle that I had, which happened to be skunked. So it was a shame. So it's nice to revisit again. They're both 5% ABV. They're both obviously the same size cans. I've got two of each cans because I want to do pint. I've got identical Foster's glasses here to put them in. And they're even both made in 2015. You can see there. So, oh, where is it? Great attention to detail. It says it on there. M15 manufactured in the year 2015. So they're both quite old glasses. Yeah, both 5%, both of course from Czech Republic, both regarded as decent beers. Another difference is the Staropramen version is brewed in the UK, whereas the Budvar is brewed in the Czech Republic. That could make a difference. They are still using the Czech recipe for the Staropramen, but are they? The water and stuff they use is going to be different. That stuff like that can make a difference. So, yeah, it's not 100% fair, being that this one's brewed in the UK. But, we just call it UK Staropramen versus Czech Budvar. Let's get a star. I'll just call it star, it's easier, in the glass first. Now, I love doing videos like this, especially with Czech beers, because they're my favourite type of lagers. Probably next favourite is probably German, but I've got a thing for the Czech beers. My favourite from memory, or I won't know until I put it up against the winner of these two because they're all very close. But my favourite is Pilsner and Quell. I just love the bitterness on it. For a lager, it's got a lovely bitterness. It's just so nice. Right. Let's go on the second can. If you've tried both of these guys, which one do you say comes out on top? You may not put them side by side like I am here, but just from memory or whatever, what one do you think is better? Because I'm not going to argue with you either way because they're both great beers, aren't they? It's very just down to the individual, and we've all got different taste buds. There'll probably be some slight differences. It just depends what you like, doesn't it? I mean, like, some people will probably prefer these two over Pilsner and Quell, particularly if they don't like bitterness in a lager, because Pilsner and Quell is very bitter for a Pilsner. I mean, Pilsners are bitter, but that one is particularly bitter and hoppy. But it's just the ingredients in Pilsner and Quell. I think they just taste like they're using the top drawer ingredients. Right, there we go. First of all, first thing I can notice is a slightly different colour. The Staropramen is definitely darker. A little close up. It's definitely darker. Carbonation wise, I would say that the Budvar has just got the edge there on carbonation. Staropramen head is holding better. It's also slightly more foamy, and it's definitely whiter than the Budvar. They both look like decent beers. A little bit disappointed how quick the head went on the Budvar, but that could be down to me pouring them differently. I think I did pour the Staropramen faster, but I'm not really interested in that. I'm not going to go too in detail. I've reviewed these beers already on my channel. You could check out more detailed my opinion on each beer in more detail if you check out them reviews. I'm just mainly interested in what one tastes better. You know, I will give them a little smell, but I'm just going to tell you what one I think smells better without going in detail. If you want to know exactly what it smells like, go and check out my reviews of them. Right, Staropramen. Smells much better out of a can than a bottle. For sure. Nice and hoppy, malty. I said I wouldn't say what it smells like. Yeah, let's just go for what one smells better. This one smells a bit sweeter. The Budvar. Like perhaps different sort of malts in the Budvar to the Staropramen. The malts definitely smell sweeter. The Staropramen also smells a little bit hoppier to me. Without going into great detail. Aroma wise, they're very, very close. You know, they both smell decent. You know, one slightly sweeter, one slightly hoppier, but they both smell good. What one should I go in first? I'll go in with Star first because I've been doing that first all along. Right, Staropramen, let's have a good guzzle on them. Lovely, lovely drop. I think it was slightly better when it was brewed in Czech Republic. But still, this for me is one of the best lagers that's pretty much ready available in the UK, Staropramen. Great lager, even though it is brewed over here. I still think it's very nice. It's got a decent bitterness, nice malty character. Again, without going into detail, just an overall nice beer, good levels of carbonation, easy drinking, 5%, perfect ABV for me for a lager. Really, really nice. Right, let's go on the Budvar. Oh, they're actually more different than what I thought they were going to be. They're actually, the Budvar is definitely sweeter than the Staropramen. Now, I was going into this thinking the Budvar is going to win. Now I'm not so sure. Because as you know, if you do follow the channel, I'm not a massive lover of the sweet beers. And the Budvar is a bit sweeter than what I remember. And the Staropramen is definitely tasting like it's got more bitterness and more character towards the end. But there is something quite nice about the sweetness in the Budvar at the same time. Although I don't love my sweet beers, there's something moreish and kind of soft and gentle about the Budvar. I feel like it feels like where it's still brewed in Czech Republic, it just tastes a bit cleaner. Perhaps it's the water they use in Czech Republic. Perhaps the ingredients are a bit higher quality where it's brewed in Czech Republic. Maybe they had to sort of make a few changes. I don't know. But they both taste really, really good, and this is going to be really difficult. I'm going to have to go in again. I just prefer the finish on the Staropramen. This is an hard job, innit? Someone's got to do it. They're both lovely. One thing I'll say, I think I sort of touched on it briefly. My local shop, where I get my beers from most of the time, it's a little Tesco Express store. They have a tiny selection in there, but I end up going there most of the time just because it's 5 minutes around the corner. And most of the time I buy a Staropramen because, as I say, they don't have much selection, and that's probably the best lager they do. But they only do it in the green bottles, and it's very hit and miss in them green bottles. When it's not skunked, it's lovely, it's fine. But quite often it can be skunked, and it really does go through to the taste. This is far better out of a can, for sure. So I think that's what's made this so much closer. I really did think the Budvar was going to wipe the floor with it. But yeah, that getting the Staropramen in a can has made a massive difference. It really has. And perhaps the Budvar, which I normally get in bottles actually, although I think they're green bottles, I think it may be slightly better in the green bottle. So that's really kind of closed the gap. So I go. The Budvar's just not quite doing it for me. I'm really surprised. I think the last time I actually had Budvar, I did have it out of a keg, and perhaps memories of that, sort of, and then going from the can. So normally if you drink it, I normally drink it out of the green bottles, and I've had, the last time I had it, I did have it on keg. So yeah, it's, don't get me wrong, it's lovely. It tastes lovely and clean tasting. It's just a bit sweeter than I remember. Perhaps just where the Staropramen has that bitterness, and the Budvar, it does have a bitterness, but it's really slight. And perhaps where I'm sort of going from bitter to sweet, it's kind of messing about a bit with my head. Perhaps if I just started with that first, it might have been different. It's really difficult comparing these beers. I mean, it's Czech, it has been brewed in Czech Republic. Very nice. It's just, the sweetness is a slight little reminder of syrup, if I'm honest, with a Budvar, putting up against this, which I don't think I would have noticed. Well, I'm not sure if I noticed that when I reviewed it. I can't remember. But I do really like them both. I'm having to sort of nitpick here to try and decide the winner. And it's just really surprised me, because I did think Budvar would win easily. I would say anyway, just to perhaps advise you guys, if perhaps you ain't tried these two beers, or just as a general sort of thing, because they're both good lagers. If you prefer a bit of a bitterness, a more pilsner-like lager, I would definitely go for the Staropramen. If you prefer a bit more sweetness in your lager, a bit more perhaps easy drinking, a bit more clean tasting, not necessarily less flavoursome, but it's just a bit cleaner, then perhaps go for the Budvar. But it's definitely sweeter as well. So it's, you know, me personally, in my tastes, surprising. I'm going to go one more time, but at the minute, I'm going to go for the Staropramen, even though it's a UK brewed one. It's just hitting the spot. One more go on this. Yeah. I really think the Budvar is not as good out of a can. It's definitely better in the bottle. Interesting. Anyway, this is can versus can. Perhaps it'll be different bottle versus bottle. I don't know, but I'm surprised how much better Budvar is in a bottle. I don't really rate it out of a can. Anyway, it could just be where I'm putting them against each other. I'm surprised. If you'd have asked me literally 10 minutes ago, before I've done this video, which beer do I prefer, I would have said I prefer Budvar. So yeah, I don't, and especially when I took into consideration that this is brewed in the UK, I thought definitely Budvar is going to win. But I'm just going to give the edge to Staropramen. And I'm going to say, the two beers I've got right now in front of me, I'm enjoying this more. Like I say, if you want to know more detail about the flavours and stuff, I've reviewed both these beers just talking about that beer and focusing on that beer, and you will get more. I will talk about more about the flavours that I'm getting and the different malt characters and stuff like that. This was just, I didn't want the video to be too long, just what one is better. And I'm saying Staropramen, which is very surprising, because Budvar got a better review when I reviewed them individually. But then the Staropramen, like I said, was skunked. So yeah, make of that what you will. I hope you've enjoyed this little beer battle. I haven't done one of these for a while. Yeah, if you enjoy this sort of content, let me know. hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video, because it helps your content get a bit more traction, because I'm only a wee channel and I appreciate any support you guys give me. Chat to me in the comments and consider subscribing to the channel. And do you think Pilsner Urquell is better than both of these? Because just from memory, I think it is. But again, with this, putting them both together, I was surprised and Staropramen won. So I'm going to have to do Staropramen against Pilsner Urquell. And that's going to be a very enjoyable video to make. Two of my favourites. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Till next one. Bye-bye, darlings.